Welcome to a brand new Lost Anarchy presents.
That's not a comic book. Yeah, that's a comic book.
It's been a long thing coming for this. I've been meaning to fucking do a whole review on this. And this is the hardest thing to ever really do research on the internet on, because there's nothing really to steal.
Really?
Stole this, guys.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Trade Talk.
There's one guy who does some good coverage of it, but it's all in, like, I think, Portuguese or Spanish.
Evita la mia.
What is that comic you're asking?
Never.
Of course you never heard of it. It's rare.
Why the fuck didn't I know about this?
And there's a reason for that. And you guys started by Neil Gaiman.
I don't even know how to read.
Neil Gaiman's Teknophage was written by Rick Veitch and drawn by Bryan Talbot for issues 1 through 6. Paul Jenkins took over from 7 with artist Al Davidson until the series cancellation. Hell, when I think Neil Gaiman, I think Teknophage, even though he didn't write it.
This is actually really good, and if I did not read all that preamble stuff that established this isn't written by Neil Gaiman, I might have actually believed this was like early 90s Neil Gaiman.
Come on!
He co-created the character Angela.
In many young hellspawn, the carapace is more wily and vicious than the occupant. This must always be guarded against.
And she even had like a small cameo in the shitty movie. He went into court with that.
Per what were supposed to be the rules of freelancing for Image Comics were supposed to belong to Neil Gaiman, but when he came looking to collect, McFarlane allegedly said some variation on not so fast, and out came the lawyers.
Ended up winning that case.
The new law of evolution in corporate America seems to be survival of the unfittest.
Where a presiding judge made a point of noting that the origins for these replacements violated McFarlane's own established rules for the Spawn universe continuity.
Well, in my book, you either do it right or you get eliminated.
And then sold to Marvel.
I am not the destroyer of companies. I am a liberator of them.
Well, look how that turned out.
The problem with this is that for the most part, outside of her little bit of information during the events of Thor, Angela was almost totally irrelevant. In fact, Marvel tried to make her relevant with Angela, Queen of Hell, with All New, All Different Marvel. It sold something like 6 issues and was canceled.
Same thing can be said about... Neil Gaiman just basically pulled up Frank Miller when it comes to that, kind of like what he did with The Spirit.
That happened with Superman, Green Lantern, the Green Flame, I think that was called. That was like a weird continuity thing is the reason they didn't want to publish that.
I think DC's crazy for having a Neil Gaiman script and not publishing it, but it took them 10 years, but they did it.
I've heisted my way to the bestseller list once again.
Teknophage, not exact same circumstances, but similar in that the company that was getting together a bunch of writers and licenses was trying to produce just some kind of like third-party stuff.
It was the 90s, comics were a bit of a boom.
Now let's talk about the 90s.
It's still a little fuzzy.
You know, people want to talk about how...
Dude, who needs that kid stuff like hope and joy? No, I want guns and
blah, blah, blah.
Shut the fuck up!
I bet you think that fucking Last Jedi is the best Star Wars movie too, like those shills from Joe Blow.
The Last Jedi is the best film in the Star Wars saga.
shut the fuck up.
You probably think that 70s show's final season was the best season. But yeah, back to what I was saying. The 90s was a good era for comics because it wasn't the big two.
Get on with it.
They had a big variety of independents.
The parent company of the Sci-Fi Channel.
Develop some ideas for us and we'll give you a comic series.
And so Neil Gaiman developed the idea for Teknophage, as well as a couple others, Lady Justice, Mr. Hero.
Another series I like was Primortals, which we'll get into that later.
And then what happened?
The company folded, the series never even got started, there was never even a full script produced for more than a couple pages of stuff.
There's just Gaiman's outline of what the series would be and how it would go. And then what happened?
The company that folded got bought up.
And the rights, legal mumbo jumbo, got traded over, and a new company.
Our new subsidiary called Super Genius.
Super Genius. Bought up the rights to do Teknophage, and they got Neil Gaiman's blessing and got him to hand over his outline and...
Shut up and get to the point!
Who or what the fuck is a technophage anyway? Henry Phage, sometimes called the Teknophage, was or Mr. Phage, by those that worked for him, is the ruler of many worlds, including his home world, Caliban.
You notice he's wearing a suit.
So he's a very fancy lizard.
And he is called the Teknophage.
Best way I can describe the Teknophage is...
Imagine if Darth Sidious was completely successful.
And I don't just mean in like ruling the galaxy, I mean in commanding the Force, extending his life, and dominating his will upon the galaxy for eternity.
I am God here.
And there's also X.
He is portrayed as a dinosaur. He is actually a bipedal 65 million year old serpent or snake demon, since his powers are beyond powerful and demonic.
He's the only one.
The wonderful thing about technophages is technophages are a wonderful thing.
Mr. Phage has the ambition of conquering the whole universe and turning it into his personal buffet.
Born 65 million years ago on a planet much like Earth from another dimension, and its species were super predators that just destroyed everything and nearly hunted themselves to
extinction.
Unfortunately, the Teknophage was born with 2 siblings, and
he was barely able to survive their father eating them, but they were saved by their mother, who ate their father because she wanted to eat them.
And goes a separate way from the siblings.
But goes into hibernation at one point in the core of his planet, some such. Gains psychic powers?
Teknophage possesses a godlike intelligence.
The beauty of such a system is that soon it takes on a bizarre character all its own.
Feeding himself and practically making himself like a god.
Using his psychic abilities, he found portals and doorways to other worlds, and he...
Hunting the multiverse was a haphazard affair in those days, involving crude mysticism and more than a little luck.
Albion was blessed with a small population of Wangasides.
Wangasides were highly intelligent, fiercely territorial, and quite ferocious.
They were gone. Their empty niche filled by a quickly evolving race of apes.
Who had evolved into humans, and he couldn't help but offer them technology and shiny objects.
Look at this. Look at it! A world built on fantasy. Synthetic emotions in the form of pills. Psychological warfare in the form of advertising.
But that was before I discovered how quick they were to go for the gaudy bauble, the bright shiny object, the forbidden fruit.
There's like a lot of commentary on capitalism. This is a pretty big middle finger to a capitalist system, because the Teknophage runs everything like a business, and everyone's talking about all these awful things like business opportunities. Human lives are a commodity and everything.
But worth it for the bumper crop of victorious heroes that were mine for the tempting.
Teknophage has cultivated civilization on numerous worlds. Through his guidance, those worlds make great achievements, only for him to tear it down and turn them into nightmare worlds.
So like, he creates these societies of complete and wanton chaos.
Chaos is a ladder.
And installs himself as their god in order to farm the kind of character, the kind of soul that he likes to eat.
I'll swallow your soul!
The Teknophage lives in a gigantic skyscraper that moves like a fucking tank.
The Phage building.
And you see what it runs on.
He has created his own technology through the use of alchemy and has made his world similar to a Victorian-era steampunk world.
Well, the extreme always seems to make an impression.
And for entertainment alone, the reason he launches it.
Because he finds it fascinating.
Abilities. Teknophage has several powers. For one, he is able to consume not only flesh, but also the souls of his victims. He is a powerful telekinetic, which grant him the abilities to travel across time and space.
Talbot, Avalon, 1,000 others, soon even Earth itself shall grace my table.
He has made allies and enemies from almost every planet and has his sights set on Caliban's sister world, Earth.
So he just goes from multiverse to multiverse, planet to planet, corrupting the society to the brink of chaos.
A gaping pit waiting to swallow us all.
order to give himself heroes for a good meal.
This universe is mine.
His dominions, though innocent, are tortured, psychologically destroyed, and physically torn apart. They are either enslaved, and worked to death, processed into food for the unsuspected masses, and are chemically dissolved.
Right, yes! That was absolutely tremendous. I thought I was good.
Their souls are turned into Teknophage obedient soldiers.
Why are we doing so much running? Aren't we all gonna be in cars?
He has devoured thousands of worlds and killed billions.
Nag.
He eats his victims. He swallows them whole so that they are alive while being digested slowly. He is known for slaughtering others for the most minor slights, even his own people.
And that's chapter 1.
A story we agreed to tell each other over and over till we forget that it's a lie.
It's not even like getting into the main meat.
Because eating people.
The rest of the series shows it to you.
Shows you the corruption, shows you the destruction, the wanton chaos.
Tell me, are you happy with our deal?
You bet. Absolutely. I didn't think we'd get everything packed up, but the kids made a game.
Leave now.
So it began as this guy gets pulled into a dimension without realizing what he's gotten himself into.
He was doing a shady real estate deal and yada yada yada. Is just introducing you to this world that completely bows to every whim of the Teknophage and is completely subservient to him.
The Teknophage's butler wakes him up to let him know they've arrived somewhere and so on and so forth.
I'm hungry, Porridge.
You hungry for me? Will I get to be one with the Teknophage? Please. I cannot stand to be rejected again.
You did taste like cardboard, didn't you?
So the first half is about this guy and girl who have been brought to the Teknophage's world and are dealing with trying to live there and exist there and just dealing with the...
He is not immune to objects that are off-world matter, as we have seen in the Teknophage and Veitch Shadow Death comic.
Shut up and get to the point! Point is, ladies and gentlemen, that greed, for lack of a better word, is good. Greed is right. Greed works. Greed clarifies, cuts through, and captures the essence of the evolutionary spirit.
As they try to kill him.
They want to assassinate the Teknophage.
Business. Numbers. Is this working? Yes. Yay!
I need men like you with gumption to help me turn an honest profit.
None of my greed. With all that you need. With the body you feed. Blended. None of my greed. Be a man of a seed. This will be a dream. Blended. Three singles wheel to the stop. Dropping your way to the top. Squeezing the soul as it hot. Dancing that beat to the drop.
And then what happened?
After we gave a big middle finger to capitalism, we decided to give another middle finger to religion. And oh, it is so blasphemous.
People think their worship some key to happiness. That's just how he owns you.
He's the serpent that corrupted Adam and Eve on every world he has invaded. Teknophage was
As the serpent, as the devil, is not subtle at all.
Now this video is getting a little too long, so we'll end it there with Volume 1 being awesome. I give the book a 10 out of 10. In fact, if you're a steampunk buff,
all aboard the steampunk train.
And if you like what you see here, like, comment, and share this video. And I'm the only real video really covering this particular book. I will be working on part 2, entitled Shadow Death, as well as this crossover he had with Primortals, Z-Rays. So peace out.